So we have one question regarding the interdisciplinarity. So there is so much to learn from other disciplines. So one participant asks, and do you have any tip on how to blend smoothly different disciplines? Because reviewers and editors as well may not be familiar with other disciplines like history, political sciences, etc.
That's really an excellent question, because the problem is that we all get these recommendations, do more interdisciplinary research. And yes, we all agree with this, but then how to do this in practice? I think there's probably a couple of things to take into account here. First of all, pick your journal well, because some journals are more open to interdisciplinary research than others. And we have to be honest in that. If you look at the international HRM research, global mobility research, a journal like Journal of International Business Studies, by its nature, is more multidisciplinary than some other journals, because international business is always drawn from lots of different disciplines. Other journals might be more focused in specific disciplines. If you look at some of the psychology journals that publish organization behavior research, they might draw very much on psychology work only. But if you do submit a paper where you draw from different disciplines to a journal, I think you really need to think carefully about how you contribute to the conversation in the journal. So you draw on these other disciplines, you bring them in, but you explain how they are relevant for the discipline, the conversation you're contributing to in that journal, in your article. So you explain why this disciplinary knowledge is illuminating for the question you're asking. But then, of course, you need to explain a little bit about the contents of the articles you're drawing on, because not everyone might be familiar with that discipline. So it's a way of packaging it. I would also say when you submit a journal article that draws on very multidisciplinary approaches, in your letter to the editor, explain very carefully why you think this is relevant and why you think this is a strength of the journal. I think Maral said, well, some editors might not like it either. I think in general, editors are your friends. You might not believe this, but we actually had a seminar yesterday at Middlesex University where David Collins talked about his experience as an editor. And editors really want to publish new and exciting work and work that draws people to the journal and that people kind of stand up. And it's like, oh my God, this is something really exciting. It's often the reviewers who I would say are your enemies, but who come up with, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that, because they're more vested interests in the field. So don't be scared to try it, but do have other people read your papers before you submit it to the journal, because they might be able to help you to frame this in a language that is acceptable in that journal, even if you draw on multidisciplinary approaches.